Ghoulish greetings, happy travelers!
Welcome back on board Disney Magic, day number 4, our final day on board the ship, and we find ourselves at...
Castaway Cay! Whoops, that's not Castaway Cay. We must need some spooky Halloween magic. Ooh! Ooh! There's Castaway Cay, you're beautiful!
Well then let's go ahead and get it started. Day number 4 on board the Disney Magic, and here at Castaway Cay begins right now. We've seen a lot of beautiful Caribbean and Bahamian water in our time, but sometimes some places just hit a little bit more than others, and Castaway Cay, when it is sunny, is one of those times. Now, look off on the horizon. Is that coming towards us, or is it going away? We don't know. But as the sun shines right now, it's absolutely gorgeous. We were getting ready to head down, but these 90s kids are being lured by the siren's call of Eye to Eye from a Goofy movie.
It's over, but it's the credits song.
Oh, the movie just ended, yeah. It's running the credits on Funnel Vision, but we still get the music.
I need you to give me a little goof.
I don't remember all the steps.
Nice work. Eye to eye.
Bum, bum, bum. Oh, we march through here and there, and it doesn't matter where, except it does, because we're at Castaway Cay. Now, if we were being honest, if you asked us what we think is the best overall private island, we would probably say Perfect Day at Coco Cay with Royal Caribbean.
Yeah.
I think it has the most to offer. If you're wanting to do certain excursions, it has really special stuff. It has Thrill Water Park, which is fantastic, but it has a lot of stuff for free as well. With that being said, Castaway Cay is still absolutely amazing, still holds a special place in our heart, very nostalgic for us, and it is one of the best places to just come and relax, have a nice beach day, get some sun, get some water.
And that's what we're gonna do today.
Absolutely.
Since we're gonna kind of have a chill day at Castaway Cay and not do anything new, we thought it would be a good opportunity to kind of talk about things that were different about this sailing for us and our thoughts on it. Like one, how it was a Halloween sailing, it was the first time we ever did it, and how it's a ship we've never been on, the Magic.
We'll get into those thoughts in just a minute, but my first thought is it's a ghost town today, which I guess is appropriate. There are not many people out and about on the island. Of course, we are here on a smaller ship with less people, but wow, it's just not very busy so far, and we're not early or anything, so
I came into the gift shop briefly. Look at the shirt I found. What is going on? The ship is sailing through Olaf's puddle? Oh no! Somebody help Olaf! Oh, I found all the people. They're at Cookies for lunch.
Okay, getting back to business. I think the first thing we should talk about today is the Halloween stuff, the Halloween on the High Seas experience, because after all, that was the whole reason why we booked this cruise. So how was that experience? Did it meet or not meet expectations?
So what did we experience, what did we see on board the ship that actually made it a Halloween on the High Seas cruise? In other words, what was different than other standard sailings that you would have with Disney Cruise Line?
Well, first off, the decorations around the ship, right? The spooky tree, the Halloween tree, the pumpkin garland and stuff like that.
Yeah, the banners, the porthole clings with the jack-o'-lantern faces.
Yeah, mostly in the atrium is where you'll find the Halloween decorations, but that kind of stuff.
There were also some special food offerings, though that was pretty limited, I would say.
There was a few things in cabanas, like the pumpkin, like little cake.
Which was really good, actually.
They had a couple things, but there wasn't like a lot of like specific Halloween treats.
Now, there was a lot of stuff that happened that we weren't actually able to experience because it was taking place in the Oceaneers Club, Oceaneers Lab, Vibe, or Edge, all the areas for kids and teens and preteens, so.
Like I saw in the app, they had like a Halloween party in Oceaneers Lab. They had like crafts and like special activities. So they definitely had Halloween specific stuff for the kids in there.
But they did also have it for the adults. We did Haunted Mansion trivia. They did have some like the Vampire Mickey craft that you could make. So there were some of those activities that were for all ages as well.
And then there's the main stuff, like the hot ticket items. So in that, I would say trick-or-treating.
Yes.
Which was super fun. I love when adults can participate in trick-or-treating. trick-or-treating.
And then that led literally right into the Mickey's Masquerade party. So we got that special on-deck party. It was cool seeing all the characters in their Halloween costumes dancing around. It was a good time.
The first show, kind of, that we saw on the first day was the tree lighting on the end of the first day, which was way more than I thought it was going to be. I love that it was like a story time kind of experience.
With the caretaker.
I thought it was Ichabod at first, but he was talking about Ichabod and the Headless Horseman and stuff. It was really cool. It was like a very fun touch.
And of course, last but not least, you get Disney character interactions, meet and greets on every Disney cruise. But on the Halloween on the High Seas, there were some extra special ones. I think the highlight had to be the Sanderson sisters, as with Minnie and Daisy and Clarabelle, with their special intro music, and then it all just kind of kept going.
That's definitely like the hot ticket meet and greet, and it was really cool because a lot of times, like if you go to Not So Scary at Walt Disney World or something, like you have to wait in like a 3-hour line for that, like use up your whole party time. But on Disney Cruise, it's like way more reasonable. I would say like probably not more than like 30 or 40 minutes.
Yeah, it was really great. And so just getting to be able to do those with shorter waits, or just getting to see them, just going through the atrium, getting to see them, having those special experiences really kind of added that touch. So you take all of those things and then you sprinkle in Halloween music in the hallways and on the TV, or that they're showing Haunted Mansion or Hocus Pocus in the movie theater, or Nightmare Before Christmas up on Funnel Vision, all that fun stuff. It kind of really just ties it all together.
So with all that said, how do we feel about like spending our money on a Halloween cruise? Do we feel like it was worth it? Did it meet our expectations? And for me personally, I'm totally satisfied. I feel like I got the Halloween experience. I thought the things that they did, the activities, I thought they went really well, and I thought they were really fun, and I feel very satisfied by it.
Absolutely, I would agree with that. And a couple of additional thoughts I'll add. One is that as a travel agent, the prices of the Halloween on the High Seas cruise really aren't that different than a standard Disney cruise. So you're really not paying that much extra, if you're paying really extra at all, and you're getting all those fun things. So totally worth it when you're talking in terms of value. Now, one thing I will say with kind of just keeping expectations in mind, we have seen other people say this, that they went on a very merry time sailing, or they went on the Pixar Day at Sea sailing, or Marvel Day at Sea, Star Wars Day at Sea when they had it, and they felt like the Halloween on the High Seas wasn't quite to that level. And even though we're totally satisfied, I guess I would agree with that. It didn't seem like there was as much like hardcore stuff, but I don't know that it needs to be either.
Like, I feel like if you're comparing apples to oranges, which is what it is, like Halloween sailing versus like a holiday sailing, the holiday sailing, they do a lot more, but we also did a week long on a holiday sailing, which I felt like was more appropriate. I think if you like really want to go on Disney Cruise Line for a Halloween sailing, I think you're totally good doing a 4-night. I don't think you need a week long if you're going for the Halloween stuff, right?
I agree.
Now, if you want to go on a week long, go on a week long. But if you're just looking for the Halloween stuff, I think 4 nights is sufficient for the amount of things that they offer. I think if you are a Halloween person and you're a Disney person and you want to go on a cruise, like, you will absolutely love it. They do a lot of fun stuff. But yeah, just don't expect it to be like Not So Scary or Oogie Boogie Bash or something, and you'll be good. And don't forget to pack some spooky costumes. Like, you could be a spooky pelican.
Making our way over to Serenity Bay for lunch, we've done some wildlife spotting here. On this little spriggly, there's a hummingbird.
I had no idea there are hummingbirds.
Oh, it landed. That's so rare to see it landed. It was just fluttering around. There it goes.
Maybe it's luck. Back row's the best row.
Oh, yeah. And we have arrived at Serenity Bay. This is our usual lunching spot, and not just because Serenity Bay is for ages 18 and older. It's just because there's usually less people out here.
Yeah, because it's only for people 18 and older.
Yeah, so there's way less crowds over here than compared to Cookies or Cookies 2. So we like coming out here.
Classic island barbecue, and there is nothing wrong with that. I think we hit the sweet spot time-wise in terms of coming to the food, because there is not a lot of people here.
Hey Matt, you want to see the most beautiful thing in the world? Ooh, it's a spooky ghost ice cream.
Actually, it does look like that.
I know. I said it looked like Olaf, but it's like Olaf if he was also a ghost. Ghostloff.
You know what the scariest thing would be?
What? Oh no, that'd be so mean.
I would never commit such a crime against humanity.
That would be a trick, not a treat.
Whoa, look at that water. The tide is super high.
And it's beautiful, it's sparkling. It's like Elsa's ice melted. It made this beautiful Serenity Bay water.
Castaway Cay has the best soft serve ice cream in the world, and I will fight to the death in that argument. I don't think that it'll come to that, but it's so good. So I was just coming out of the restroom, and they have all this like cool art up on the wall, and I noticed this one. It says tropical amity, our juices are crushed for flavor, our produce is gushing with taste. Is that a reference to Crush and Gusher, the aqua coaster at Typhoon Lagoon, the water park at Walt Disney World? It may be a stretch, but I don't know. I'm gonna say that's a reference.
We ate, we swam, we relaxed a lot. We did everything that you're supposed to do at Serenity Bay. Now, since we are heading back to the ship, I think it's about time we talk about the magic and what we think about Disney Cruise Line's OG ship.
Well, I think to me, the first thing that's going to stick out and be worth mentioning here is the actual size of the ship and how that affects things. Obviously, this is the smallest ship in Disney Cruise Line's fleet, with it being the first one. And I think that has some, I guess you could say, pros and cons to it.
Because it's smaller, certain areas like tend to get like a little busier in a way. But then again, certain things like being on the island today, it was a lot less busy because the ship holds less people, so there's less people on the island. So you know, it's kind of like a back and forth whether it's a benefit or not a benefit. Hey Matt.
Yes.
What do you call Mount Rushmore during Halloween?
I don't know.
Count Rushmore.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, actually.
Is there a vampire? Look in the sky. Vampires all around. Bats.
Well, speaking of rust, let's talk about the condition and overall quality of the Disney Magic. Since this ship debuted in 1998, you might be thinking, is it run down? Is it in shambles? And in our honest opinion, no, actually completely the opposite. We think it's in fantastic shape. In fact, really the only wear and tear that we have noticed is in our actual stateroom. And it's just kind of like where certain panels are separating or things like that.
And keep in mind, we're on deck 2, you know.
And I think that's the majority of the reason, honestly. We're in deck 2 aft, where you get some vibration from the ship's engines, and I think that's really all it is.
But honestly, I mean, 1998, I mean, we're getting close to...
Just 25. We just had the Silver Sea anniversary. So.
Yeah, I mean, and the ship looks fantastic. I mean...
It really does.
It really doesn't look dated. It really doesn't look... you know, obviously it's not showing the wear and tear. The carpet is in pristine condition. I mean, the way that Disney takes care of stuff, it really shines through, and the Magic is a good example of it.
And as Chelsy mentioned, it's really not dated. They've updated, maintained, and it feels like you're on any other brand new ship. It really is in great condition.
I think the Magic has done a really good job of like updating through the years, so it doesn't feel dated. Like adding the Rapunzel show, because obviously Tangled came way later than 1998. They added the Tangled restaurant that we're going to tonight, and then adding the Mirabelle and Bruno, this being the only ship that you can meet and greet with them. I think the Magic's done a really good job of updating stuff throughout the years, so it's keeping up with the times and it doesn't
Yeah.
feel dated.
And even in some of the pubs and adult spaces like the Soul Cat Lounge, which was for obviously for all
Yeah.
ages, that's a really cool spot based on Soul. That's new, just a few months old. And even updating like the pub for O'Gill's. Great idea. It's awesome in there. So yeah, really nice on the entertainment and the entertainment venues. They've definitely been upheld. You know you will. We will be back. Not sure when, but it will happen. One little kind of, not even complaint, but it's a little odd and end thing that doesn't really fit in with other areas that we've talked about, and that is the atrium. And I'm still a fan of the atrium. I think Helmsman Mickey, as I like to call him, is my favorite statue that we've seen. Wait for Disney Treasure, that'll change. But as of right now, and I like the chandelier, I like all that. The only thing I don't like about this atrium, as opposed to on the Fantasy and the Dream and even the Wish, is the size. It's just smaller and it gets a lot more congested in there.
It's true. There's not as many places to like kind of sit and like relax in the atrium, and it does get like a lot busier and a lot more congested. They do a good job of organizing it and everything.
They do.
But that's just something that they improved over time with the other ships.
That's what I was gonna say. I think that's the takeaway. It's not that this one was bad, it's just that, wow, they really improved that with those newer ships, especially the Dream and the Fantasy. Those are personally my favorite.
Overall, for this to be Disney's first stab at making a cruise ship, they did a magical, wonderful job. And for this girl to be 25 years old, she's doing a great job. She's holding up well and looking beautiful. I mean, look at that hole. It's still sparkling. Girl, you don't look a day over 5 years old. We are very happy that we finally sailed on the OG ship, and we 100% would sail on her again 100 times over.
No question.
She may have some years on her, but she is still sparkling with lots of magic.
Well, hey, happy travelers, an impromptu conclusion to this video, as we actually decided to split this day's contents into two separate videos that we weren't accounting for, and we want to be sure to be able to show you all of that. So we decided to split the video into two. So that's going to conclude this part of today's video. Stay tuned for the next part, which will be coming to you very, very shortly. And until then, I'm going to sign off from this one. See you next time. Happy travels.